Okay, we're live. I meant to do this stream yesterday, but then I ended up playing the stupid dragon stage until the end of time. I'm a bit tired today because I was still playing the dragon today, but fuck it, we can stream a little. I'll at least stream enough to clear all the rewards here, but probably more after that. We'll go for a couple of hours. Okay, I'll let you bet in a bit. I'll play one game while chat gathers up. Is it really gambling if you can predict the outcome? It becomes more like insider trading. Jesselton never wins, right? I'm not sure. The first phase will get bodied by the charge. It depends on whether the second phase gets hit by the charge as well or not. If the second phase doesn't get hit by the charge, I think Jesselton wins. If Jesselton does get hit by the charge, he will definitely lose. Because the pigs aren't that tanky. Like, yeah, this phase gets deleted. So now the question is whether he'll take a charge attack or not. If he doesn't, they don't have the damage to clear him. Yeah, he wiped them. Because they couldn't charge because they were stuck in place. What, yeah, like you have to play the small guy between the two armies running back and forth? Trying to survive or what? How would that work? Oh, wait, you mean the other April Fool's event, the one where we played as enemies? Yeah, it was a funny gimmick. Might be good for a puzzle game, actually. Like, you have to find the path between the towers. Yeah, if they did full charge damage, they would have killed him. So my prediction was spot on. Yeah, I spent almost the whole day just swacking off after I finished the dragon fight. These guys don't have that high defense, but I don't know how high the attack of these assholes are. These guys definitely have low damage though. I think the Axes win. After this round, you can let you bet and see how long it takes you to get through. I'll probably start like 5 hours earlier for tomorrow's stream. Okay, they definitely have enough defense. So the question is what happens when one axe dies. They only have like 1200 defense. I'm surprised the axes can't get through. Their attack is shit. But the axes have fairly high defense too. And they'll get an attack buff in a bit. So that might decide the fight immediately. We'll see. Nah, one attack buff isn't enough. They're not chopping through meaningfully quicker. I think they're gonna lose only because of this thing here. Oh, they switch targets too. That's so troll. Yeah, like you can see the last axe melting them. They only lost because of the field. That was kind of bullshit. The axes would have won without the sudden death mechanic. And it's only because of where they ended up positionally. The one closer to the center wins, if it's a slow fight. Okay, so these guys activate super slowly. These guys have no defense. And then there's two axes. Easy win. The elemental damage will wipe these guys too quickly. And then these guys will get a recharge and wipe the axes. Oh, maybe I was wrong. No, just enough HP. The reflectors could barely deal with the boxers. If the boxers had a bit more HP, the fight would have gone the other way around. It's the gambling game mode. How have you not seen this before? Are you new? We'll get it on EN very soon. I think after this event or one more. Okay, snowballs suck ass. And then they're going to die. So this side is really bad, because it's arts damage plus a front line. So the question is whether the snowballs will do anything meaningful. I think not. If the snowballs swipe everything, then I'm wrong. But I think enough will survive that they will just shitstomp this. The axes are kind of like Jesselton, where they start really slowly. Pretty big wipeout though, so maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. These casters are pretty strong with the AoE shit. Yeah, the snowballs did a lot, because they all landed in the center. But I guess they'll just barely lose. If a couple more crocodiles survive the snowball, they would have won. Need to look on the position for that fight. If they spawn in a different position, it's winnable. The snowball guys can be strong, it depends. They suck ass after they're done with the snowballs, so it's just about how much the snowballs do. Okay, so now it's your turn. Meaning it's time for me to make pose. We'll go with left, right. You're gonna have very limited time to gamble. Because, you know, this time it's multiplayer, unlike the April Fool's event. I guess when it comes on the end, I can just make wobbies and give you the code so you can join. That could be fun. The first one was April Fool's, but it was so popular that they just made it into a regular game mode potato. So we should get it pretty soon. We're about 6 months behind CN. These guys have res. I don't know what these guys have. No idea. These guys don't have AoE, so probably these guys. I don't know how these enemies interact stat-wise. I can't imagine this fight. Oh, sorry, I forgot to make a poll. I will just say you bet correctly. And I'll make the poll for the next one. Yeah, there's rewards tied to it. Yeah, they win because of the splitting. See, you were correct because you bet like me. Okay, here's your poll for the next one. There are rewards. About the same rewards you'd get from something like Tales of the Navigator. Is that what that game mode was called? Okay, do you think snowballs or these guys? Excellent. The votes haven't come through yet. Will they make it in time? Curse you, YouTube polls. Okay, it was left. Just in time. The right will probably win though. No, I guess they won't. The snowballs didn't do enough. Next poll. Don't vote before you actually see. Well, I guess you can gamble, that's up to you. Oh, we have a stun golem. Huh. These guys will absolutely wreck the possessed and the stun golem. Left just stomps this, right? Are you voting left? Barely, but you are. The votes haven't come through yet. Yeah, slight lead on left. On this poll. I should try to reduce the stream delay for next stream. Normally it causes swag, but I think it's fine, because I'm streaming at a lower quality right now. You got it, you got it. Oh shit, make next poll! Yeah, I'm just gonna vote. What a waste of time. Let's just make the poll for the next one. You can vote left if you want. But do it in your hearts. Like, the golems alone would have won this. Because they one-shot the crocodiles. Okay, making the pole for the next one. Maybe the next one will be more unfair. You don't know. That is indeed more unfair. Why do I even bother making this pose? Holy shit. Wonder if somebody will vote left. Lizard Effect says we should get at least one left vote, right? Yeah, because some people are accidentally gonna click the button for left. Because they have a really small phone and their fingers are fat. That's why the left has votes. Oh, he's not doing any damage. The Avenger that gets a damage buff when under 50% health. What a surprise. Mazu, this is your fault. It's because you said that that was the most unfair matchup and the game was just... I have to prove this fucker wrong. The fuck do you mean faith? How much faith would be needed to save this? You're probably hoping he dies to a sudden death, but he can't because he has a second phase. Alright, so some crocodiles against the golems is the most unfair matchup, but this was a fair matchup to you. 4 Sarkaz swords. Shit, forgot to make the poll. Your votes won't make it in time. No. I'm not sure. I think left side should stomp. Because the boxers get countered by this, and then these guys have super high res. So they should just eat the AoE guys alive. Let's see though. Yeah, the boxers get deleted before these guys are even in the fight. And then everything here has res, so these guys can't do anything. Sorry, that poll was kind of late. Apparently you were wrong though. Is it because the vampires are boss enemies? That baited you on the right. But the boxers are shit boxers. They're Jesselton boxers. Never trust cheat Jesselton boxers. That was your mistake. If the vampire had some ranged minion that actually stuck with them, they would have performed a lot better. Do reflectors kill crocodiles? That's the question here. If reflectors kill crocodiles, this fight is over. Otherwise they lose, from my experience. You say left. Sure, let's go. Dropping your entire army before the support arrives is less than ideal. Who would have fought? Okay, so it's good to know that the paratroopers generally suck, because they want immediately and are separated from their squad. Shit. Make a poll. 11 DP stewards and crocodiles against 9 archers, flames. This is just left. This is not close. Unless I'm wrong about what this unit is. I can't actually check it from here, but I'm pretty sure the left side should win very easily. Are you all saying that? Yup. Okay, I was wrong what the left side was. That will not help them. It was the art guards from that event. I don't remember their icons. The crocodiles lost to the archers. It's a temporary event. Different matchups from the ones we had last time though. Okay, slugs against slugs. The matchup of the century. Explosions against frost explosions. Wait, this matchup is so cool. Everything wipes each other and then the vampires clean up because they can't die. Should be a win for left unless they... You're saying, right? Really? I think left wins. Spiders cancel each other out, vampires have range, and then they can't die. That's my prediction. So everything explodes, and then you have vampires, and then nothing here can kill the vampires, and it's GG. That was very obviously left to me. You have to consider the movement speed. It's a really important stat here, because this isn't an RTS, you aren't controlling the army. And how they move into the fight changes their efficiency by a lot. If the lava spiders could connect with the vampires, the fight would go the other way around. But in that circumstance, there was no way for them to do that, because the frost spiders were a front line that would 100% eliminate the lava spiders. Okay, next round. By the way, what do you prefer I do? Should I vote whatever chat wants, or should I just do my own vote and just put the poll so you can see what chat voted on? What would you prefer? Spiders, obviously. Fuck off matchup. Yeah, let me just ask that. Well, I can shit on chat for getting things wrong regardless. Even if they were right, you know? Okay, we're going with a dictatorship structure. Works for me. So I'll vote for whatever the hell I want, and the poll is just here so you can see what you're voting on. Okay, this vote is a waste of time. Is anybody accidentally going to click on the right side? 20%. Oh, that's just one person. Never mind. Okay, so... How many people will accidentally click on the right side? A lot, apparently. They'll all die before they can fucking freeze anything. I don't think the bleed can save them. They had plenty of health left over. Next poll. I assume nobody clicked on the casters. And... Okay, we have Arf admitting he is a lizard. The lizard effect is how no matter what options you put in a poll, you will... I think the golem loses here. Am I wrong? So this one ends up behind because it has a ranged attack, it stuns one enemy. Then this melts the fuck out of the golem, and then the other one dies. I'm not sure though. Boxers really suck ass, so maybe I'm wrong. I won't be terribly surprised if golems win. But I think the range casters should have enough, because they are casters. Yeah, right should win it out. Because these guys split, and they actually have a decent DPS. But the boxers suck ass, so I wouldn't have been that surprised if it was closer. Completely carried by casters, you know. Kyle's Relin. Hope you have your beer. We're gambling. Okay, so this one's kind of interesting. I'm not sure. I think the left, because nothing can kill these guys in the back. But this one's interesting. The boxers will become invincible because of the artillery, and then eat the spiders. Then freeze. It's gonna look really weird. Yeah, like, because of the artillery, the boxers become kind of invincible. See? So now it's a question if these guys can close it out. And I assume they can. because they're fairly tanky. Oh, they might fuck it up because they all group together. So they're gonna lose because they group together. What the fuck? If they each went for their own group, they would have won. They clustered together and took extra AoE. That was bullshit. The pathing made no sense. Like, I assumed they should move to the closest enemy unit, right? But they all went down to the bottom. Bullshit pathing. Avenger against stuff that isn't enough to kill an Avenger. Wait, maybe it is. I doubt it. Nothing matters before the Avenger is below 50% health. And then he eats through everything. He has rest so the casters don't do shit. And they go, oh yeah, we killed the Avenger. Whoa. Next ball. Casters and snowballs against, well, a bunch of shit. I think the golems are unkillable here. Like, the AoE doesn't matter because they're too tanky, right? Most of the guitars get bodied, but if one survives, they're gonna help a ton. Yeah, I think the right side should win this. The left side is too wimpy. That's my estimate. Like, these guys take a bunch of damage and they don't even die, and the fight is over. You know, I'm not sure the rock guys would have lost this fight without the golems. If they had one more, maybe they would have won without the golems. Oh, shit. Poe. Rats against things that explode. Okay, so when one of these guys die, they're gonna wipe everything around them. But the slugs have a front line. Will these guys be able to get into range of the slugs? That is the question. I think at least one of them will make it because the Avengers have similar movement speed and they'll tank. So like the archers mostly get wiped with massive frame drops. And one of the ice guys dies and wipes everything. Yeah, no chance. Yeah, the arc. This isn't even a problem from the... when you're using emulators, Arc Knights really suck when you have a lot of units on screen. And since we're on CN, I'm playing on a... what was it called? The third most popular one? Oh shit, mode. Golem, stuff that aren't golems, so golems win, probably. These guys enter first, die to golems, and then there's archers don't do anything. Sorry, I forgot to make a poll. This one's obvious though. Oh, maybe it's not. This is a really stupid position for these guys. The golem should still win though. Because it makes no difference. The archers end up behind the possessed. If one possessed gets to live because they're hitting an archers, they'll win. But they won't. And GG. Good example where the problem is that the possessed is too fast and the archer can't tank for it. Like if you had this player controlled, the archers moved forward around the golems while the possessed and then the possessed go in to eat them. Okay, this is the poll for the next one. Dogs against explosions. So dogs get bodied, which leaves 12 of these splitters against 3 of these and 9 of these with 2 flowers. Does the right side just win or are these things too weak? I have no idea. I think the left wins because there will be some spiders left over and they'll clean up the ranged line too. Like a few spider explosions kill all the dogs. Nah, there was stray dogs. So that's not what happened. So now the right side has a chance. Though the AoE casters might turn it around anyway. They're really strong. When we play it on EN, we'll get less whack. Google Play just has less whack. That's because it's kind of because it is an emulator problem. The game engine runs better on a phone than it does in most emulators. Google Play being an exception. Okay, so these guys will heli drop and just die. And then this axis will be super buffed against things that one-shot them and freeze. Should be left, I think. I keep forgetting to make the bow. This is so annoying to do. It will be less swaggy on Google Play too. No, I was wrong. Oh yeah, those guys do friendly fire. I completely forgot about that. The ice guys do friendly fire, so when they die, they kill everything on their own team. I'm kind of surprised the archers could kill one of them though. But enemies in this mode have increased attack and reduced health. I always forget that. It will be less bad when we play an Yen. Until then, you have to deal with the whack. Can you recommend an emulator that doesn't whack fucking horribly on large fights? Like it would have to be an emulator that performs well on RA2. For example, if I play Reclamation Algorithm 2 on Google Play, it runs fine. But if I play it on Mumu, it runs like shit. Shit, Poe. No, Mumu runs like shit. It does fine for 99% of the fights in Arknights, but if it's a really, really massive fight, it will run like shit. Whoa. Just making the next Poe, I guess. I've tried BlueStack, LD, and Mumu, and they're all kind of meh. Yeah, of course I have the uncapped RAM CPU. Stuff already set. For context, I played God of War Ragnarok on this computer just fine. But somehow it struggles with that shit. Oh, did we crash out? Guess not. Next ball. How could you, Mazu? Those Sarkaz aren't zombies, you racist. I'm on Nvidia, yeah. Okay. Why do I even bother making a poll for this fight? The game is wasting my efforts of clicking 3 buttons. I like how it still plays the death animation, so it looks like the flowers just blew a kiss their way and they fell apart. I don't think anything... So, you might think defense removal is good against things with high defense. You would be very wrong. The counter to defense removal is having more defense. I think left side wins this. These guys will take way, way too long to die. Oh wait, I'm thinking of a different unit. Yeah, these guys actually didn't have that much defense. Oh. They actually have the rest shield, yep, so maybe I'm wrong. Their defense was like 800, which isn't that much. Still enough for this, but their defense isn't all that high. So it's gonna end up much closer than it had to be. But yeah, defense carried it in the end. It's a static number, yeah. It's a stacking static number, to be precise. Can flowers eat bosses? Yep. Dogs and heli drops against Avengers and cows? I don't know. No idea what to expect. Avengers one-shot dogs, so probably Avengers. Could be wrong. Yeah, totally wrong. Not too surprised, didn't know how that would go. Can the hammers beat free? They have an art shield. Shouldn't they just beat his ass? I think it's wrong to bet against free, but maybe the hammers can do it. Or, you know, because, you know, art shield. So they don't get insta-wiped by just walking to the guy. Okay, so much for the art shield. Free is a proper bullshitter. Why is his SP cycle so short? Holy shit. That's nothing close to his normal SP cycle. Yeah, free always wins. He's cheating here. He has like extra risk for a faster SP cycle. This isn't his normal one. I'm kind of surprised he could get the shield hit off in melee. I thought they would break it in time. But I feel like his entire cycle has been accelerated for this. So he's much stronger than normal free. Yeah, I've seen free lose exactly once, I think. It was to a bunch of the Amiya beasts. Because they just have way too much health. Oh, now we're gonna have boxes in the middle of the arena. Right side had to win. They have res, they have high physical, these guys have no defense. The reflection isn't gonna save them. Well, they almost made it look close. Not bad. Oh, did he lose some Sarkaz Swordsman before? Swordsman MVP. Snowballs against dogs. Probably dogs. Because there's 43 dogs, and now I'm pretty bad at math, but this seems like less than 43 dogs. So these are gonna eat a few snowballs, and then the rest will probably wipe. Then again, they do have pretty high defense, so maybe they survive. We'll see. Yeah, they might survive on their defense. It's always hard to tell how far defense will go because enemies have outer stats here. Yeah, the defense carried them even though the snowballs didn't. Okay, so dogs can't get through these guys. $43 is pretty low for this event. There was one fight that was just 130 dogs. Golems, obviously. Next poll. You're not allowed to vote on something that pointless. I will not let you click the wrong option. I mean, 27 spiders aren't enough to kill the golems anyway, right? So I don't see why the golems have the crocodiles. Yeah, I think in the algorithm that's used to set these fights, assuming they're not pre-programmed, the spiders are really overvalued. The classic question. Will Jesselton lose? The archers will kill the slugs, which then leaves this force mostly intact against Jesselton. And he will probably lose to this, because of the freeze. Yeah, I'd bet against Jesselton too. Did I click the button on time? No, I didn't click the button on time. So it puts me on left automatically. Tragic was from not clicking the button on time. This was so obvious too. I was just discussing it for chat. Oh wait, never forget to click the button on time. The tragedy of not being allowed to abstain. Also, he walked out apparently. Okay, we're back. It was more of a not waiting for the whack. Can you even rage quit after you lose? I feel like that's the opposite of a rage quit. Loading. No fucking way. Why do I bother making posts? It's not my internet connection, it's the my connection to the CN server specifically. To run much better once we actually get to have it in the end. What an unpredictable outcome. Next poll. Yeah, they're gonna berserk their way out of the flower stomach. Oh, everyone voted left, I would hope. 5 reflectors against with things that I assume have res and can split The split forms will already be damaged by the reflectors, so I have no fucking clue. I'll go with these guys, but I don't know. What do you think? I guess it's these guys. It's always hard to tell with casters against the Vayne guys. Casters against spiders and then vampires. Spiders will kill too many and then the fight is over. Yeah, yo, with casters against the Venge, there's no counterplay. One of them is just a bigger number than the other and they will win. But I haven't seen these casters against them before, so I don't know where that line for that is. Yeah, now the vampire just can't die. Oh, this one will manage to somehow. Good on him, I guess. Yeah, any front line and the casters have a pretty good position. Well, depends on the front line, because the vampires are a problem for the casters too. Self-damage. So the question here is whether the left side can kill one of these assholes. If one of them dies, they all die apparently. I think they will not be able to though. So this unit is really bad and you should never trust it, apparently. But these rats also kind of suck. Okay, never mind. The right side will lose. Or maybe not. Yeah, the rats couldn't finish them off. Very close. This one was really weird, because if one of these fucking assholes die, they all explode. I think this is a super RNG fight. Because it's just where the rat hits land. If they got a couple of more hits on one of those, waste of time. I'm not making a poll for this one. Bet in your minds. Boxers, they have dodge. Free the Sard's damage, so he doesn't give a shit. And then the fight ends. No, they didn't get a single kill. That was my point. If they killed a single one of those, they would have killed all of them. You're going to see Free's shield be broken for a change, I guess. So that's nice. And then you remember that Free has a second phase. Do you think you can lose here? Maybe. I think you kill all the casters though, like that, before they can do the charge attack. If he did the shield first, they may have had a chance. Not a close fight though. Arts damage, one-shot access, and then this fight is over. Jesselton wins, nothing you can do about it. These guys are too good. You need at least one living axe to deal with Jesselton, otherwise he'll win his fight against the Colossus. Or cows, I'm not sure what they are. Doesn't matter. No? Were we wrong? An axe needs to survive for Jesselton to lose. The cows can never kill Jesselton. His second phase gets extra defense. So it's kind of down to this fight here, actually. And the rock player from the back coaches out the fight for Jesselton. Insanely close fight. Okay, so I should remember that the axes walk slowly. That's what made it close, because they came together with the Kodus and the damage was spread out. Once again, I want to emphasize that how quickly the units move is very important. Okay, so 2 of these guys get stunned. Then they take massive damage from these guys. And then it's a question of which caster is better. This one definitely has the better DPS. It's about how much damage the possessed will do. You're going with left. I think you're right on that. Because the stun will lower the damage on the possessed pretty drastically. Though maybe not enough. No, these guys will clutch it out. The golems are squishy. 2 wards. They made it in melee really fast. Cool fight. Important thing there was that possessed have fairly high health, so arts isn't terribly effective against them. Meaning that they, even though 2 of them were stunned, they still lived for fairly long and managed to do a ton of damage. Oops, forgot to leave. Oh, I forgot to leave, so we might as well watch this fight. 3 possessed, 2 golems, 19 slugs against 7 of these. And 15 casters. So the possessed will die. And then it's basically the slugs will die to this, so it's 2 golems against 15 casters. Right should win easily. Seems you agree. We'll just watch it play out. Like all the slugs get wiped out, the casters shut down the possessed, and then it's just golems against all of this. No chance. GG. I guess I'll let it play out. Oh, whoa, everyone bet on the left side, what the fuck. That one was so obvious. Of course the fucking Link player gets it right. There we go. Okay, next round. Yeah, it was not the space in where the possessed could be useful. Yeah, I can make my own lobby. I'll do it once we're on EN. So, will the golem attack 26 times? Or will the rats kill him first? He should have defense, so he should be able to attack 26 times. But it is an IS unit, so it stats as a CAS. So maybe it will just die and I'm wrong. I just have no clue how this is supposed to go. Is it taking real damage? Yeah, it's taking damage, it's dead. Golem loses. Oh, that was kind of a lame ending. The golem didn't need the sudden death to win. This golem has much less health than the Mudrock golems though. Did the boxers win this? I genuinely don't remember. I also forgot to make your poll, right? Let me make a poll 5 seconds before this ends. I'm such a good streamer. I genuinely don't remember which one wins, so we might just lose instantly. You're saying left. But are you correct? You are not correct. Never trust Jesuit boxers. Big mistake. Okay, let's internalize this lesson, chat. Repeat after me. Write it down. Never trust Jesuit boxer. Never trust Jesuit boxer. Oh, also what? Never trust Jesuit archers even more. That's like the optimal fight for the boxers and they still managed to lose it. Vampires against slugs that will remove their defense. It's about how quickly the vampires can kill the slugs. Because the slugs will kill them really fucking fast. But I think the vampires have equal range. They're not a melee unit. Probably slugs, but I'm not sure. I think vampires will die too quickly because they have no defense, right? So the healing won't save them from the massive damage they're about to start taking. Unless they start randomly changing their targets because the vampires are moving. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. It's because the vampires move. Okay, so that's the only reason they win that matchup. The target constantly changes as they move forward. Very weird matchup. So because they move forward and now they're the closest target, slugs change and never got managed to finish it off. Interesting interaction. Good to remember. For units that heal. Bears suck ass, but I don't think they suck ass quite that much. I'll bet on these guys. Not sure though. Like, you know, you're used to bears being super tanky, but that's because you play in hard difficulties. They don't have all the extra stats. So they're actually really squishy here. But you know, they still have the attack, so they might be able to quitch it out. That's why I wasn't sure. They will not, we just... I thought it'd be close, but the bears would quitch it out. Guess they didn't have the damage in the end. Like, I knew the bears are wimpy here, but I thought they'd do at least a little bit more damage. Because they have extra attack and all that. Difficulty 0, bear is a wimp. Yeah, because he has a million stat buffs in IS. He's cheating there. Yeah, I knew they were wimps. I just thought the hammers were also kind of wimpy. We need experience to establish the hierarchy of wimpiness, you know? Yeah, enemies have the stat change. Like, they have lower health and higher attack. Fuck, how does this work? Will they heal when they hit the art shield? If they will heal from the art shield, they will definitely win. If they won't heal from the art shield, they might lose. I'm still gonna bet on these guys because the art shield isn't that strong. But if they don't heal from it, they might all die before the fight is decided. Let's see. Yeah, they don't heal from it, so they might lose because of that. Super close fight. Okay, so the vampires actually have to do damage to heal. No fucking way. These things don't do damage. The damage reduction will not save them. This is tanky, this does damage, this does not. Very one-sided. That would be my prediction. Because they're just gonna take so fucking long to die too. The cheats! They positioned for backstabs. The outplays with the strategy. The Amia beasts, they're so cute. I wasn't expecting the outplays. Yes, that's definitely why boxers have dodge, they insta-win. They'll kill all the rats before they die. The weakness of boxers is stuff that will one-shot them, or art damage that can finish them off, or defense. Apart from those things, they're actually really strong. They're not Jesuit boxers, you know? These are Jesuit boxers. They kind of suck, but the real boxers are there to clean up after them. See, that's the difference between going to beach and going to prison. The tan makes your skin harder so the rats can't hit you. That's definitely how it works. I've done science. These are the big tanky guys, right? So I think the dogs can't kill them. And then left side wins. Because these guys eat all the dogs. I'm really not sure on it, but I'll go with left. Whoop. Okay, so those were the archers. And also they wait a million hours to drop. We should have gone with right. Fuck, I don't know the icons. I thought those were the arts guys. Actually, they might still win. Whoa. Yeah, this is the weaker unit and it still won. Hortus event units are busted as fuck. Permafreeze proceeded to suck ass, but your side won, so good job, Dave. Does the Avenger win? He has too much health for the elemental proc to kill him, but these guys actually just do a lot of damage. Not sure. Probably Avenger. What do you think? Chat says Avenger. I'm not sure. This one's weird. It's probably the Avenger because they're not a weird one. Because he's gonna lose health really fast right now. Okay, no, they're completely fucked, never mind. Because they're gonna drop him below 50% and then stop doing damage. So they're just fucked. Alright, Shadow Legends, you're beloved. I'm not trusting this Dave guy. What's invincibility phase? Okay, a bunch of exploding slugs. But right side should win really easily. Right? Am I off about this? No, votes haven't come through, so I can't see. I think it's the right side. The votes that have come through say it's left. I think it should be the right side. Even though the boxers can block the explosion, then these things do arts damage and finish them off. And then there's a ton of them left. So I reckon they should be able to clutch it out. Okay, it ended up being a fairly close split. Still kind of close. I think the right side should win, because after these guys dies, the one with lower HP is in front. Yeah, it's over, it's over. Good showcase of the weakness of boxers being some backline with arts damage, as long as they have a front line. What a fun fight. Probably the right side, I think. Because these guys will front line, so the dog will cluster on them and then the casters have a chance to do their thing. And I don't think the spiders will matter. Won't be too surprised if the dogs just eat through everything super fast though. After they survive the first explosion. Because these casters attack super fucking slowly. Yeah, it's still quickly enough. Wouldn't have been too surprised if it went the other way. Because that caster attack is really slow and sometimes it fucks them. But the Rockstars held out. Turtles that are weak from the front. Extremely useful here, yeah? Boxers, and really strong archers. Maybe the left side. These archers are kind of crazy. Yeah, I think the left side wins. These archers kill the casters and then they don't have anything. I think it's left. Sorry, I forgot to make the poll. Ah, this is so annoying. They're not attacking the caster. I wanna point it out. It's a low DPS sort of fight, so it was a case where Jesuit and Boxers weren't completely worthless. Yeah, I need to have the muscle memory for the order of operations, because I can't just sequence the POE or save them somewhere, I have to write them out every time. Ah, what a fun matchup. I have no fucking clue. I'll bet on vampires, because I have no fucking clue. I genuinely don't know. This one's really weird. It's probably vampires. Because the boars are super fucking strong, but I think the spiders counter them, sort of. Because they stop the initial charge. The boxers then become immortal, so they have a chance to off a vampire. But they get blocked by the axes. Okay, left side should win. This one's sort of interesting, because it depends on the what hits what. Like if the boxers or boars made contact with the vampires, they will melt and then there's nothing left for the as DPS. More vampires against golems. Yeah, I don't think vampires beat golems. So it's tough that don't beat golems against golems. Golems is what I heard. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Because the axes can actually kill the golems, and the turtles will charge up the axes. This is really going to come down to what the golems hit. Because if they kill the axes, they'll win. If they get stuck killing the normal turtles, they're going to lose. That's my impression. There's only 2 axes left though. One axe now. Oh wait, the debuff on the side of the map is actually buffing the vampire instead of the golem. That's so fucking weird. Because the debuff isn't meaningful to the vampire, it cannot heal it. So it's just buffing its attack for free. So weird. Oh my shit. Because the golem got the attack buff from the zone disappearing. That's why he won that fight. Okay, so spiders explode all the rats. Then you have these things against these things. There's going to be leftover spiders, so then they'll crash against these things and not do much. Probably the left. Not sure. I think left wins. Because the spiders will be rendered ineffective by the archers. That's my impression. Yeah, and then the archers let this thing split, and then they take forever to die, so they win. Very big army here, so stomp for the left. Yay, I won. Ah, also beat chat by a few votes. Nice. Yeah, they just had the better setup. If the spiders were way in the back and the rats could be eaten by something else, then the spiders would stomp everything. But the spiders being wasted left the left side with a better army afterwards. Trading them for the rats wasn't worth, in other words. Oh yeah, I can just double click that. The golem fight was awesome though. I'll probably upload a few of these to YouTube. Definitely the golem fight. Oh, you know, as a video to YouTube. Okay, one of these guys dies and then everything dies. I have no fucking clue, because when they die they're gonna be in melee, so the casters are also gonna die. What a fucked up matchup. My guess is that I have no fucking clue. What's your guess? Yo, chat's guess is that chat has no fucking clue. Okay, I agree with chat. I have no fucking clue. Let's see what happens. Well, the casters are wimps. Dave, if you're watching with like a 2-minute delay, buddy, press the live button. Once again, no clue, because it's caster v caster. It's about how tanky they are and how quickly they can kill other casters. And I have no clue on that end. It's just really hard to judge. These guys seem like a pretty safe bet. They have really high DPS and are a backline. So we should bet on them more often. Whack so I can make the poll. Thank you, game. So the flowers remove two things. So worst case scenario, it's 4 Sarkaz and 2 shields against 17 slugs. I don't think they win that. Elemental removes the shields and then it's 4 Sarkaz against 17 slugs. And they have to eat through the plants too, so they don't get eaten too. I don't think they have a shot. Yeah, zero chance. The slugs were a good pick for that fight anyway, even without the plants. Which is why it was so one-sided. Explosions against stuff that fall from the sky. Once again, a weird one, no idea. What does chat think? You're going with the left. Sure, we'll go with that. I don't know myself. These guys tend to suck, because when one of them dies, they all die. So the archers will coach it out. Yeah. These archers are really strong. Because they're AoE too. Their only weakness is that they're not in the fight from the beginning. But that can also be a strength. For example, in this case, they weren't in the spider AoE. It's from the Hortus event. The one that stole your DP. Okay, it's the match of the century. Jesselton against Stings. I am going to do a wild play here and predict that Jesselton will lose to Stings. Shockingly, chat agrees that Jesselton will lose to Stings. A very unusual decision for chat that we have definitely never seen before. In phase 1 he does 0 damage, and then in phase 2 he can do damage but will also die immediately. In short, he has 0 chance of winning this. Wonder if I'm wrong. I think he'll still take too long. There's a good chance that the only reason he'll lose in phase 2, because he does really good damage in phase 2 as well, is because he's going to fuck up and change targets. Oh no, never mind, he just dies immediately. I forgot Jesselton has negative health. Negative health. Jesselton loses to Jesselton boxers, that's all you gotta say. Do these things have rest or not? I assume they'll win. But 8 AoE attacks from casters can stack up really fast. We'll go with the casters. These casters tend to suck against anything that survives their first attack though. So they might kind of throw. Yeah, like that. Because their DPS is actually fucking horrible. These are some of the lowest DPS casters in the game. So it's always hard to predict stuff like this. Like they're barely cleaning out some trash ass turtles. Their AoE is insane, but their DPS is awful. Lingering Echoes was all about one-shotting your shit. So it's all about whether the bear quetches out something. I don't think the bear will quetch out shit. And then vampires can never die to Pompeii. If one vampire survives, Pompeii loses, I think. And the bear can quetch it out. And now I'm pretty sure the vampire just can heal Pompeii. Yep, nothing he can do. Unless the dot somehow helps, but vampires benefit from the dot. So that's one of the more important things to remember about vampires, I guess. That the dot buffs them a ton. Reporting a Gopnik for being a fraud. Why would you expect a Gopnik to not be a fraud? It's about how many dogs survive. I think the dogs get bodied and then the golems clean up. I'll bet on left. You're going mostly with right. I think boxers are pretty decent against dogs. Oh wait, no, these were just with boxers. I've made a horrible mistake. I thought they were good boxers. Oh no! My mistake. I trusted Jesuit boxers. The Crocodile's boxers would have won that in the same number. Which is funny to me. You don't need a lot of health to be safe from dogs, to be fair. Yes, I forgot they're Jesuit boxers. These boxers would have won. Everything just dies to shield and then the fight is over. There's nothing worth betting on. I'm too lazy to click the poll. I'll save it for the next fight. The problem is the Avengers aren't under 50%, so when he shields up, they just get fucked. Oh! Will they be able to catch out phase 2? He has iframes though, so he might just kill them all before they do anything. It's gonna be really close actually. Yep, super close. Free finally lost though, so I'm happy with that. That really came down to like the health limits. I knew Avengers had res. I kind of always forget they actually have health too. I appreciate the 4 votes on the left side. The reason Avengers can lose to dogs but beat free is twofold. First, they have high res and low defense. And second, when they one-shot a dog, they're overkilling. So a lot of their damage is wasted. Complete stomp. Anyone who bet on left has now lost. All of their money. You're all poor. The Axis will just 3-shot them. There's zero chance the casters kill them. This is not a close fight at all. You have to remember, this is a dogshit DPS caster. If he doesn't get to do AoE, he doesn't do anything. Okay, my bad, they 5-shot them. They still won. Do they do this for boxing matches? To vote before you see the names. I bet for the guy on the left. One of these guys explodes, they all explode, everything explodes. I have no fucking clue. Everything will explode and then one side will be declared the winner. That's what's gonna happen. This is just the true essence of gambling. Knowing it beforehand does not help you at all. Okay, everything exploded and the spiders won. By ancient Greek rules, the right side should have won because they died first. Nothing here kills Jesuton, so Jesuton wins. Most unfortunate. But we have to give this one to Jesuton. I'm sorry, chat. Sorry. We just have to bet on Jesuton. There's no way. Nothing I can do. Yeah, Jesuton boxers suck, but then they can't actually kill his phase 2. Because his stats change and now he doesn't take any damage. Or maybe they still win because Jesuton just sucks that much ass. That's also possible. Kind of close though. Scam because of the sudden death. That was going to be a Jesuton win. And then he got scammed out of it because he sucks. Explosion, wipe dogs, this swipes guys, left side wins. Yeah, I keep betting on Jesuton because he should theoretically win and then he keeps losing. Nah, the axe really suck here. The only way they win is if a few dogs survive, but I don't see that happening. And GG. Extremely one-sided matchup. I like how you're sad that you didn't bet on the losing side. You're a true Jesselton error. Things that won't kill free and free. So free will do a shield and then they won't kill him and then they'll die instantly. Did I even make the poll? Apparently I did. Let's make the next poll before I forget. Because this fight is over. Did free do the shield? I am out tapped. Oh no! Free is surrounded! How will he ever survive this? And the fight is over. Good timing. Making a new poll. He's not a fire dragon. Why would free be weak to ice? What? Avengers against things. So these drop on these guys and then the all die. And then these guys drop on the Avengers and charge them up and then the Avengers kill everything. In short, the Avengers kill everything. This is a very stompy matchup. Avengers counter these guys and everything else is trash. That's the short version of it. Oh, the archers have super buff damage wall, so they might win this out. What was with the blue aura they had on them? Were they buffed for some reason? Or is that just part of their animation when they drop? The extra attack always screws me in this event. I'm used to those archers doing negative infinity damage, so I'm always weirded out when they actually kill something. It's just a deploy animation. Alright. Though they do have the extra attack from the event itself. Early poll. So, what do you think the next fight will be? Thing with no res against Thing with arts damage. This will be a very unpredictable fight, I'm sure. Different golem, that's why they're smaller. Oh, do they actually beat the vampires? Because the stun lasts forever? Guess they do. Kinda surprised they can out DPS the hero, I guess. Normally all the IS units are complete shit, so I'm kinda surprised they're stronger than the vampires. Q1 has AoE attack, so even 50 million mice wouldn't be enough. Probably the possessed, because they'll kill them before the elemental proc finishes. That's my impression anyway. They run in and kill them before the elemental proc. If the elemental proc goes off, the rockers win, but I don't think it will. Yeah, exactly. In fights where there's front lines, the rockers are a really good counter to these guys. Not quite as good as the elemental slugs though. Spiders explode and then they win, I guess. These guys aren't that tanky. They're good against dogs because they attack fast. But you know, the spiders have the increased attack. So I reckon they'll just blow them up in a few spiders. Can't tell if we're wrong just yet. Yeah, spiders barely win. These are weird to predict. Will we finally see the counter to golems? I'm not sure, because if the plants eat the rockers, then the golem should kill them, right? But even one golem going down means the casters win, so it's probably on the right side still. A weird one. Oh, the plants are super slow. How does that play out now? Oh, the rockers get eaten? Then the plants go AFK? Yeah, if this plant wakes up, they win. If it doesn't, they lose. That's the entire matchup here. Okay, they win. If the golem killed that plant, they would have won. Because they'd have an entire extra golem killing the casters here. Much, much, much closer than it looked. Lesson from that, plants are fucking slow. No clue. You might get a pattern where he gets frozen, but then he gets iframes and that breaks the pattern. So probably the Avenger is my guess. I'm not too sure though. The pattern might be reestablished. You wanna go with the Avenger? Yeah, I think the Avenger too. Because the second phase will reset their attack cycle, so they can no longer permafreeze in phase 2. Then again, phase 2 is kind of squishy-ish. But yeah, they don't even have a freeze cycle in phase 1, so they should be fucked. If they tanked for this guy... No, I don't think it would help much, because the casters would just get bodied by his phase 2. So I don't think the order of operations mattered here. Because, you know, he has iframes in phase 2, while he's dead and reviving in after that. And that will cause all of the casters to attack at once, which lowers their freeze up time. Okay, so these are the sword dudes now. 17 of these to... Nah, Golem loses. Too many tanky things for the spider to be effective, and all of them can do damage to the Golem. I'm betting against the Golem. I like how the spiders are surprisingly effective against the Colossus, but the Golem is just getting bodied in the background. Funny fight. Yeah, I know they get bodied by swarms. But they wouldn't have lost to normal spiders, I reckon. It's the freeze that made this one so effective. Because it massively amplified the value of their normal attack. Once always win. Let's go next. I'm not sure the 14 Sarkaz swords lose this anyway. Like, they're really strong. But the point is just next level after that. Yeah, I guess the Sarkaz swords would lose. Their attack isn't quite high enough to chop through these guys quickly. Oops, need to close the paw so I can make a new one. Rush. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the pawns are insane. Only swarms beat them, I guess. 1 Jesselton and 4 vampires against things that can't kill 4 vampires. No! Why do I have to bet on Jesselton again? Most unfortunate. But I don't see any counter to the vampires. Well, maybe the freeze, but you only need a few of them. And they have a front line to eat a few hits. Oh, maybe Jesselton loses again. Yes, go Jesselton, lose! Please lose Jesselton. You might see something really stupid here where the vampires win because of the attack buff again. Well, not again, they didn't win because of that last time. But yeah, the attack buff they get from being outside of this zone is the only reason they won. It let them heal back up and survive the casters. Also, Jesselton lost, so I respect this. Jesselton lost. I bet on the right side. I can live with that. I bet on the vampires, not on Jesselton. He is dead, so I did nothing wrong. Okay, 3 of these things, 2 Pompeys, 39 rats. Rats get bodied by dogs, and then everything else also gets bodied by dogs, and then the fight is over. That's my prediction. I think there's too many enemies for the plants to be effective. And as far as I know, the rats are much weaker than the dogs. If I'm wrong on that, the fight will go differently, but nope. That's enough stuff left, the fight's over. I can't believe that I was the only one that trusted the dogs. Yeah, the dogs are just way too good here. They demolish the rats and then they end up tanking for the backline. Because the important unit on the right was safe from the plants, I don't think left had any chance there. That's not fair to Pompeii, I think. The dogs were just MVP there. You had to trust the dogs, that's all. There was nothing that could kill them quick or tank them. So they got way too much value in that fight. And since they tanked Pompeii, then everything else could get their value in as well. If they had some low damage frontline that went more evenly with the rats, I think the left would have won very easily. Like, the backlines were both bad in that fight, and it was all about the front line. the whack. No! Why do I have to bet on Jesselton? Why do you do this to me, game? Why must I bet on Jesselton? These are the real chats who know they're going to lose, but they still bet against Jesselton. I respect them. Yep, they know Jesselton is winning this. They're just proper haters, and I can respect that. Not like me and chat, or these other losers on the right. No, Jesselton won. I'm so disappointed. So, what do you think the next fight will be? Did I make the poll? Unfortunately. Now I have to make another poll. Tell you what, can you not vote on this poll so we can just use it for the next one? I'd really appreciate that. You know, so we can just reuse the poll. Oh my god, YouTube design is so good. So I have an end poll button to end the poll, but if I click on the more options button, I have only one option there, which is to end the poll. YouTube UI is just next level. No other company can compare to this. This is the poll for the next match, obviously. Yeah, it's just genius level design. Rats, okay, so these guys have dodge, they don't die and then the fight is over. 8 boxers are very few, so I might be wrong on this. Enough of this side might survive to get through, but I doubt it. Boxers have really high DPS against low defense. But you know, it's 8 versus 40, so there's like 5 plus of this side for... Yep, 0 deaths, never mind. Boxers have super high DPS. That was not close at all. I forgot these were the actual good boxers. Murt, you don't have an A in the word shred. Imagine the level of... Wait, these archers just spawned normally? What the fuck? Oh, because there's another heli drop now. I see. I also have no fucking clue. As established, this bear sucks and has no defense. These guys do AoE, so they probably wipe the dogs and then... no, probably these guys. It's weird. You're going with dogs. I think these archers have AoE though, right? Like every third attack or something. So that happens. Yeah, these archers have an AoE attack, so the dogs are just fucked. Oh, and the bears are going to fucking lose to their own archers too. What a stomp. Dogs don't deal low damage so much. Those archers actually have a bunch of health. They're not a basic archer unit. The event had a different normal archer. Okay, very tanky things. And things that can damage the Avenger. This is actually losable by the Avenger, I think, for once. Because these things can take a ton of hits. My concern is that there's more of these things, so they might start losing their DPS. And their main DPS is arts damage and Avenger has res. So I think Avenger wins this. Unless I misremember the designs and a bunch of archers are going to drop. Never mind, I thought it was the other one. I should have bet against the Avenger. I thought it was the yards, guys. I really need to remember the difference in their design. He still might coach it out though. Only barely. Because these archers aren't that squishy themselves. And because he one-shots them, the red buff doesn't benefit him at all. We'll see. This is probably way enough health. Yeah, the red buff is fucking him. Because they get a massive damage buff and can go past his defense. The red buff is what won that. Pompeii and burn against the 50 million things. Pompeii will kill one of these, they will all explode and the fight will end. Good setup to the benefit of the right side, that these guys are so fucking slow that they're in the back. But I think the moment one of them dies, everything explodes on the right side and the fight ends. We're almost there, I guess. Yeah, this really fucks them over, because Pompeii is much tankier. So this thing exploding in his face does comparatively far less damage than it did to the right side. Traitor unit, that's all. Vote faster, YouTube. I wanna make a new poll. Yeah, I think the duplicate blobs would have had better chances on their own. Sort of interesting. Artillery damages the crocodiles a ton, and then you have a bunch of slugs against 2 golems. Golems don't have that much health or that much defense. I'm unsure. I'll go with chat. You're betting on right. Actually, change my mind. I want to go with left. Not sure how this one plays out, but I think the slugs have pretty good chances here. Because the artillery really screws over the crocodiles. And then they'll start out slowly, but these guys make their way through the slugs really slowly as well. And once the slugs start going, they'll kill them really fast. One of them dying is them losing half of their DPS. Is this another? The sudden death is quetching it out again. Without the sudden death, the golem would have won. We really need to start taking the sudden death into account more, because it's affecting the fights constantly. It's not a rare thing. Artillery with a front line that takes a long time to eat will almost always win because of sudden death. That's good to remember. Okay, no fucking clue. This one's weird. Everything other than the golem here will get bodied by this, and it's a question of whether enough will be left over to clean up the golem. I do not know. Golem will be late to the fight, but he won among archers. Don't know how this one will go at all. I went with left on a complete gamble. It's a really weird fight, because I assume the archers will charge the axes and then they'll cut through enough of the slugs quickly. Could be wrong though. Yeah, right side wins. Because the golem isn't gonna die from elemental damage. Unironically, if the archers weren't heli drop, that would have been a much easier win for the left. It's sort of weird when you have to guess when the archers are gonna want, when you don't know the timing. I don't think it's that obvious, because imagine the archers weren't heli drop. Like, they would win that fight then. Because the golem will be super late to the fight. I need to take into the account that the archers will just drop on the golem and let him DPS immediately. If the archers could be normal DPS for the slugs, I think they'd have a massive advantage. We do have Seaborns, I think. A bunch of them, actually. Ah, we have a cannon version. Yeah, they're probably all correct. The slugs should kill the shield guards in one proc, because they should have low enough health to die in one proc, I reckon. So that will be the entire fight. They'll move out of range of the cannon, so that doesn't matter. Even if it wipes a bunch of them after that. Pew! Dead. And dead. Shield guards have only 6000 health in this mode, I think. Even if they have 1200 defense, it's not gonna help them. Casters probably. These are really squishy. I think this is actually one of the squishiest slugs in the game. They die in one hit to pretty much anything. Demonstration. Okay, next one. Snowballs against Avengers. So the snowballs proc the Avengers and then the Avengers kill everything. Very unpredictable matchup indeed. If you replace the snowballs with more boxers, this fight might actually become closer. The way it is right now is just set up to benefit the Avengers. Scam match, it's rigged. Oh, are they actually going to fail? Because the snowballs walk super fucking slowly. That would be hilarious. Nah, the golem was still gonna win. They almost lost because the snowballs walked so slowly the boxers had a chance to activate. That's hilarious. Oh, we didn't even have a lizard brain moment where somebody bet on the right. I can't believe it. Oh, never mind, we did. YouTube is just trolling me, not showing me the right stuff. Evil tube. Two archers just show up too late to do anything. I think these two will just kill too much. And that will be the fight. Am I wrong? I don't see why I would be. If one axe survives, the left wins though. Or maybe it is the left. Because they only need one axe to survive the possessed. One axe will kill everything else here. Yeah, more than one axe survived. The archers were super useless, which is why I went with the axes. Gonna finish up the stream after this game. Avenger should win from experience. He has res, he's gonna kill everything. The freeze won't save them. I don't think a vampire with the debuff can bullshit him because Avenger's own DPS is much too high. Oh, did they get a permanent for this phase? I don't think it's actually going to help them, but... Let's go phase 2. Well, phase 2 might actually screw him. Because of the dot debuff going really fast. Yeah, the dot screws him like usual. Red has iframes, yes, but the debuff is still stacking and then he dies really fast. Poor dude got thrown by the dot debuff. One golem, 8 casters behind the golem. There's no synergy here. These guys remove defense, this guy do arts damage. I think the golem side is better. Once the golem starts to frontline for a few casters, everything else gets wiped. That's my prediction anyway. If all of the casters die before the golem makes it in the fight, they will lose though. Then again, the casters did their job. They tanked for their front line. The true purposes of all casters. And then the elemental can't coach it out because the golem has too much health. Or maybe they can. That skill recharges really fast. It's gonna actually be kind of close. He needs to kill them before another elemental proc. Not close enough. Dogs and bears against Avengers. So bears lose to archers, apparently. Do Avengers lose to dogs? What do you think? You think that the votes have it folded in? Understandable. I have no fucking clue. I was just clicking on random. I think the archers might win though. Nope, never mind. Avengers lose to Heart. So the dog clean up. I was clicking back and forth at random. It was about whether the dog, how hard the dog will stomp. The answer is very. Oh, apparently I did bet on the right side. Complete gamble on my part. It was 3 bears. 2 Jesseltons against arts damage, and arts damage. These guys are going to fall inside, not do fucking anything and then die, and then it's 2 Jesseltons, and then these guys are insane, so it's the left that wins. The only way they lose is if this cannon kills everything, which I doubt will happen. I know one Jesselton can beat 2 slugs, but I think these guys will give them enough of a front line. And now they moved out of cannon range, so they'll be fine, yeah. I'm kind of impressed the casters that fell from the sky were actually able to kill all the AoE casters before they got insta-wiped. Did not expect that. Was by far the most surprising part to me. Jesselton gets throwed from being outside of the AoE. The ranged attack from Jesselton, classic. If you're wondering why Pompey lost half his health out of nowhere, Jesselton is a bullshitter and sometimes hits at range. Because how that attack is meant to work is that he attacks something that he's blocking, but he can't actually block anything. Everything explodes and then I don't know what happens. This side has tankier things that will survive explosions better, so I'm gonna bet on this side. But they also eat more explosions, so maybe I'm wrong. Weird matchup. Not much to add. Also whack. Yeah, that's a lot of rats until one explosion happens. Yep, completely RNG fight. One of these things happened to not be hit by every explosion, so it survived. More likely to happen on the left because their units are tankier. Exploding, arts damage. So, if a board charges in and kills one of these, the fight ends instantly. Otherwise, I think the right side wins. I'll bet on the boars, but The boar has to kill the arts damage fuckers. Were we wrong? The boars failed. Well, they lose anyway because these guys are stupid. Nah. Shouldn't have bet on boars. I wanted to bet that the boar will quitched out, but the arts fuckers walked too slowly. Tragic. I washed the suitor. I can never recover from this. Okay, for today that will be that. I'll do a longer stream earlier. Tomorrow, probably in about 18-ish hours or so. Good night for now. I'll go prepare some dinner.